Hello and welcome back to another edition of the 410 Sports. This is Adrian and it is game day and I am pumped. I'm ready to go. I'm telling you, they're going to put on a great performance down here at the bank at 8 o'clock. I can't wait. We're going to get into just a little bit of the Ravens talk. I'm going to do a recap of the NBA as well, just so we can get into that and get that out the way, and we can get to this game because I am so excited to get this W tonight. Real quick, once again, Zay Flowers won't be playing tonight, so it's an opportunity for everyone else to step up and show exactly what they're made of. I have a couple points that I wanted to go through on the game real quick, just to kind of the keys to the game for the Ravens. Number one for me, first and foremost, we need to have a clean game. We led the league in penalties. If we didn't, we were really close to doing that. I got to check the tape on that, but clean game. Stay focused, dialed in. Let's not make it easy for Pittsburgh to stay in the game with our own mistakes, self-inflicted injuries. Let's just play a clean game. Line, we're at home, so you shouldn't have any false starts. Ronnie Stanley, please get them together. No false starts. Let's play a clean game. Second, the quote of the day, and it'll be the quote for the playoffs. This is directed directly to the offensive staff. Feed the bull. That is the quote. Feed the bull. You seen the bull when they outside and it's cold and their nose is flared up and there's just smoke and coming. We have one of those. We have one of those people and use him. Feed the bull. That's what I'm going to say about that. And as far as on defense, I know that they already know exactly what to do. But from my assessment of things, what we need to do is we need to just keep everything funneled to the middle of the field. That's where Russell Wilson has his most difficulty. I'm not the tallest guy in the world, so I already know what it is. These guys are 6'5", 6'6", all of this stuff on the line in front of him. He just simply can't see over the line. So him operating over the middle is a little tougher. So if we can kind of funnel things to the middle, that makes it much tougher for Russ to do anything, and we should be able to shut them down pretty much. And like I said, they've been having struggles here in the last, I would say, month and a half, nothing over 17 points. We should see a continuation of that today. I'm hoping that they don't get anything over double digits, to be honest with you. The next thing would be just a key matchup. Nate Wiggins, you're going against George Pickens this week. He wasn't there last time. So let's just make sure that he doesn't come back this week and all of a sudden have us in a bind. Let's go ahead. Let's stay locked in on him. You had your first interception for the touchdown last week. Let's continue on that momentum. Lock him down. Let him know exactly what he's in store for years to come. You'll be sitting there right across from him. Lockdown corner, Nasty Nate. On another note, I just wanted to bring up something. Lamar was obviously announced to the All-Pro team, and there has not been a player that has been named to the All-Pro team, a quarterback named to the All-Pro team since 2013 that has not won the MVP. So if that happens this year, that would be breaking a trend from the last 11 years. All right, let's get into last night's NBA action where we took our first loss here on the 410, unfortunately. 6-1 for the week. Not bad way to go out. I'm happy with that. We lost a couple of chips, but we still got a nice little stack, and all of this will be going on the Ravens today. So I'm going to keep a little bit to the side, but I'm all in. Everything I got right here on the Ravens. First game, Golden State, Indianapolis. No Steph Curry last night. They did their best to keep up without him. It just didn't go the way they wanted to go. Halliburton had 25 points, 10 assists, 2 rebounds, and Pascal Siakam had 25 points, no assists, and 9 rebounds for them. Buddy Hield led the way for Golden State with 17 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds. Once again, no Steph Curry. Very tough for them to keep up. Moving on, Milwaukee, Orlando. It was the return of Paolo Banchero. That guy can ball, and I didn't know he was coming back last night, so that definitely changed the way the outcome of the game went, I think. But Milwaukee still held on to the victory, 109-106. They weren't able to cover that spread, though, with Paolo back. But still, once again, Milwaukee's been playing very strong. They won the cup, and they, to me, have been one of the top teams in the league, minus OKC, Cleveland. They're right on up there with them. Giannis had a monster night for them, 41 points, 4 assists, and 14 boards. Paolo came right back and got to where he left off at. He had 34 points, 7 assists, 3 rebounds, so he was back in action. Good to see him back. Orlando, very competitive, very, very competitive team to watch out for. Next game was New Orleans and Philly. This was the one where I wasn't sure what they were going to do with Zion. He was supposed to play, and then guess what? Zion suspended for 1 game. For Lord knows what, I don't know what Zion was doing. I think it was some conduct detrimental to the team or something along that line, not playing team policy. I don't know what Zion is doing. I think Zion just wants to get out of there. Now that I'm looking at the whole situation, I think he wants to get out of there. Anyways, they still held on to the victory without him last night against Philly, 123 to 115. C.J. McCollum, he held the fort down for them, 38 points, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds. In a losing effort, Tyrese Maxey, all-star, 30 points, 12 assists, 6 rebounds. So he's been definitely playing just like he played last year at the all-star caliber level, even while Embiid has been out. No Zion, like I said, in this game, and we'll just see what's going to happen with him moving forward. But it just seems like it's just an ongoing saga of Zion coming back, having an issue, things like that. So it just seems like to me he's just not focused on being in New Orleans anymore. I think a change of scenery is exactly what Zion needs. Moving on, Sacramento and Boston. This was the game that hurt us last night for sure. Boston, I don't know. No De'Aaron Fox. DeMar DeRozan had 24 points, 9 assists, 4 rebounds for them. Domantas Sabonis, he chipped in with a monster game, 23 points, 3 assists, and 28 boards. That's what happened to Boston. They got dominated on the glass, and they just got overall outplayed by Sacramento last night. And also the strategy that they have in Boston is either it's going to work or it's not going to work. And that's my concern with them moving forward in the playoffs, playing against a team like Cleveland that's multiple in the ways that they can attack you. Boston seems strictly set on attacking you from the three-point line, and last night it hurt them very, very bad. They were 4 for 27 outside of anybody not named Porzingis and Jason Tatum, 4 for 27, which is 15%. So I played ball, and you know I didn't play in the NBA, but I can surely tell you that after a few shots not going in from the three-point line, I'm going to stop taking those three-pointers and I'm going to move in so I can get a little bit closer to get a better percentage shot and try to start knocking them in. Then I might move back out. But 4 for 27 is why Boston lost us our money last night, because they shot themselves straight out of the game. The score was 114-97. Once again, they just shot themselves out of the game. Good for the Kings, able to win without De'Aaron Fox, playing very good ball with Doug Christie at the helm, like I mentioned the other day. I think he changed the pace, gave more opportunity for people to shine, and it's showing. So Sacramento, watch them too. They're another very hot team right now. Next game, Oklahoma, New York. Oklahoma just getting that 15-game winning streak snapped by Cleveland. Just like I told you yesterday, I was looking forward to them putting another winning streak back in the mix here, and that's exactly what they did. They dominated New York in the Madison Square Garden. They beat them sound, 126-101. Shai Gilgeous, SGA had a monster game for them with 39 points, 2 assists, 3 rebounds, and he definitely had some help. Isaiah Joe came in first quarter and dropped 23. They just went right out the gate and took this game over, and they never looked back. In a losing effort for New York, Jalen Brunson had 27 points, 5 assists, and 1 rebound. Once again, I look for Oklahoma to put on a great winning streak again. Isaiah Hartenstein, I know I told you he was going to have a double-double yesterday. He didn't need to. Isaiah Joe came in there and dropped 23 right out the gate first quarter. SGA was cooking. They were up. He was just sitting back, facilitating, chilling. So I know he enjoyed that return to New York. Next game, Washington, Chicago. Just like I mentioned, from here until further mentioned, we'll be picking against Washington every single game. Once again, they did exactly what I thought they would do. 138-105. Chicago definitely covered their spread on this one. The minus 11.5 was no problem. Zach LaVine had 33 points, 3 assists, 5 rebounds. Jordan Poole, in the losing effort for Washington, had 22 points, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds. Washington. I'm going to talk to Mayor Scott. I'm going to see what we can do about petitioning to get them out of D.C. into Baltimore so we can fix this mess down here, because it's literally embarrassing. I'm looking at, well, actually, you know what? It's kind of not their fault. This draft that just passed, I looked it over just now. There was really nowhere for them to go with the pick that they had. They got Alex Sarr. I guess he's playing some type of okay down there, but there was nothing for them to like, hey, I got this guy and he's going to help elevate our franchise type of player. So it's not all their fault, but I think we should move them over here to Baltimore so we can get them just a whole new culture. I think that would rub off on them. The next game, Brooklyn and Denver, the same thing with Brooklyn. They are just going the wrong direction. The return of the Joker last night, didn't catch that memo when I was on here, but if I had known that, it would have been a no-brainer that they were going to cover. That's why the spread was so high, and I didn't catch that, 14.5, but we still said we would take it against them. We weren't going to take Brooklyn. We covered. The Joker came back with a monster game, 35 points, 15 assists, 12 rebounds. Monster game. That's the MVP stuff. For Keon Johnson for Brooklyn in the losing effort had 22 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds. Once again, a lot of young players over there in Brooklyn getting a chance to at least play, but they are just not competitive right now for the most part. They're going to lose most of their games this year, and they're going to be up there in the top 3 for who's going to be able to pick next year in the draft. So moving on quickly to today's action. Once again, I'm going to be more focused on the game down at the bank at 8 o'clock, so I'm going to have all the pregame ready and everything like that. But real quick, we'll go over tonight's NBA action. There are actually 3 games that are postponed today due to the fires, I'm assuming. The one game, not 100% sure why they postponed that, but I'm probably assuming it has something to do with that. The San Antonio, LA game has been postponed. The Charlotte, LA Clippers game has been postponed. And also, this recent news, the Houston-Atlanta game was postponed. So once again, my prayers to all of those people. I know you've been seeing some of the stuff on TV. That's really crazy to just wake up and see whole communities just gone. You can't even really think about how that may feel for some of those people. Getting into the games tonight, Utah goes up against Phoenix. You know I'm a pro-Utah guy, but Phoenix, they've mixed up their lineup. Once again, Brad Beal coming off the bench. That seems to be giving them a little bit more boost in offense, and they're getting some stuff done there with that. So I like Phoenix at home for sure with the money line. We're going to go pick against the spread. I'll take the minus 11.5 and look for Bradley Beal to continue that. My suggestion for Phoenix is they need to figure out a way to blend that in together because they're not going to be able to sustain going into the playoffs. You're going to need to play your stars at the end of the game. You're not going to be able to, I'm going to put Brad Beal in this time, put Durant in here. At some point in time, you have to get them on the floor, and they're going to have to match. They're going to have to figure that out down there. Next game would be Toronto and Detroit. Detroit, they took that L the other night to Golden State, but they were on that 5-game winning streak right before that. I don't think that they fell off at all. I think they just ran into a tough game against Golden State with a real balanced scoring attack that night. I think they're going to continue their winning ways tonight against Toronto. I'm definitely good with the minus 4.5. Think they'll cover that. But I'm also super good on the money line. So far, Phoenix, Detroit, money line bunched together. That will definitely be what I'm looking at. Minnesota, minus 1.5 against Memphis. The game of the night to me, you got Ant against Ja Morant, 2 alphas. They're going to go at it. It's going to be a good game. But guess what? Ant's at home. And just like I told you last game, I've seen Ant going off 40 sometimes. I think Ant will get this done. They only have to cover a minus 1.5 spread. I think they'll win by a bucket for sure. Minnesota is good with me. And in the next game, Miami going out to Portland. Miami, no Jimmy Butler still. Nothing resolved with that whole situation. Portland, they've been playing very strong, young team once again, so I don't expect them to win a lot of games. The spread here is 3.5. I'm actually going to go with Portland at home with the 3.5, just because, like I said, Miami, yes, they've been getting the job done here and there, but still, that Jimmy Butler and being missing in action, that definitely hurts them from time to time. So I look for Portland to fight and hold on to the game, keeping it close. All my money today will be going on Baltimore Ravens at 8 o'clock to win the game. I don't care about any spread or anything like that. I don't care nothing about any of that. Right now, the only thing I care about is moving on to the next round and getting a little closer to New Orleans. So let's go Baltimore. Thank you for tuning in. Like, subscribe. Please tell some people about it. The 410, Go Ravens, Super Bowl bound.